He is ready as Matthew Poitras makes his season debut after missing many months due to an injury. He comes into this game and it shows exactly why we have missed him, and this Boston Bruins team has missed him, including the overtime winner from David Pastrnak, assisted by him and Mason Lohrei. We're going to be talking about that, as well as Jeremy Swayman shaking off the dust and getting back into the shape of the Jeremy Swayman that we all know and love, and getting his first dominant win of the season. We're going to be talking about all of this news here in this video. Before we get into it, however, we know 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruin news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel as we cover everything Boston Bruins related. But we need to discuss this game because we have seen something special in this game regarding Matthew Poitras. And we're going to be talking about the whole game that he played, why we needed to see him in this lineup, and why we need to see him perform this well. And without any further ado, we need to get into this topic, and he's going to be a big problem. That is a guaranteed. Matthew Poitras has shown that he has the abilities, is capable of becoming one of these players that the league hates to play against. What we've seen in this game, albeit the only game we've seen him play so far this season, is off to a very good start and has shown a lot of potential that we're going to see this continue every single game. And first of all, I'm going to pull up our stat card from the game against the LA Kings. As you can see, Mason Lohrei, a massive bounce-back game. That's kind of an underrated one, although many people are very happy with this game. But Matthew Poitras is the one that I wanted to discuss here because he is going to be an absolute menace. And this game, although against the LA Kings are still a very good defensive team. They're not one of these teams that are just going to overpressure you with offense. They're going to wait, sit back, wait for you to make a mistake. One thing the Bruins did not do this game was make those mistakes, leading to a very important 2-1 overtime win here, and especially that overtime goal. I will get to that in a moment, but that was something that we love to see. But, you know, as you see, the fact that we're seeing some of these guys, once again, Johnny Beecher, Matthew Poitras, Mason Lohrei, some of these guys get up back into the top of this stat card, really goes to show, once again, continuing off last video of Mark Kastelik, how good the bottom of this lineup has really been. And Mark Kastelik, although didn't have a great performance in this game, still, he's there doing pretty good, I guess is a good way of putting it for right now. The offense is low on a lot of these players here, but that's just because of the score. We can't look too deep into that. But keep on going with Matthew Poitras. We have a few quotes here from a few people. And first off, we're going to start this one here with David Pastrnak. This is what he had to say right in the middle of that shift regarding overtime. I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm on the ice with these kids. I couldn't even catch up with them. So that's what I was thinking. I had some skating to do. And the fact that you have David Pastrnak saying this about two young future upcoming stars for this Boston Bruins team is going to be absolutely perfect for their whole thought process behind this. You know, that's such an ego boost, a momentum boost going into these future games that you have David Pastrnak, the best player on this team, saying that he can't keep up with you guys while skating. And I'm going to say this right now. We're keeping this overtime line. We have to, for the time being. Matthew Poitras, David Pastrnak, Mason Lohrei. That was looking fantastic, but a great play as well. And the fact that, once again, you have David Pastrnak saying this, that must mean a lot to these players. And even more, we have another one here from Jim Montgomery discussing Matthew Poitras. I thought that was the best game he's played in the NHL. Once again, saying so much coming from your coach, knowing that the amount of young players that are going to try and make a crack to this team with not really any external thoughts coming in or any external players, this means a lot to Matthew Poitras, and this is what he's going to have to continue being. And all signs have pointed to this so far in this game. And I'm very excited to see how he does end up playing regarding if he's going to stay on the same line against the Florida Panthers Monday afternoon, I believe, is when that game is on Thanksgiving matinee. But when we're going to this as well, looking at this game for Matthew Poitras, the one assist in overtime, even though in 16 minutes time on ice, that is a great start for him in this season, starting that we're seeing him healthy, we're seeing him play to his full potential, we're seeing him play well. I would like to see him continue to go up in that ice time, continue to grow in this ice time, and we will expect that over the coming games, the coming, coming months, weeks. It's just a time for Matthew Poitras to start to really climb the ladder on this roster. And, we don't even know where he'll end up in a few months on not the standings, or the depth chart, I guess we can call it, throwing it back to a bit of football terms there, but where we're going to see him in this lineup. We could see him maybe even second line center, second line right wing. There's many options to see from Matthew Poitras, but right now, I think he's in the perfect spot, and a lot of opportunities are going to be given to him over the coming games. And finally off this here with the lines, I wanted to show you third line forward right now with Trent Frederic, Justin Brazeau. Very big fan of the lineup there. You got two tough guys around him, and good to think that they're trying to keep this future star with some good company around him on the physicality side of things. So maybe we do see Poitras at some point go onto the second line along with either Marchand, Coyle, or Geeky. Maybe they move one of them down to make some room for it. But I'm very excited to see. Let me know what you thought about Matthew Poitras. Do you think he'll eventually get into one of these slots on the second line? Maybe. Just maybe even the first. Let me know what you think about that. But another one that we need to discuss about this game is Jeremy Swayman. He is absolutely back after having a pretty tough game against the Montreal Canadiens. Even though he's scraping out a win, we've seen Jeremy Swayman back to his old self in this game. Back to the Jeremy Swayman that we know. Back to the Jeremy Swayman that we've seen all of last year. And this is a very good thing that we're going to read here regarding his game last night. Or yesterday afternoon, whatever. The Kings outshot the Bruins 34-25 in the game, including a 16-5 advantage in high danger chances. But despite the Kings' effort in the offensive attack, the Bruins played with slightly better defensive zone structure in this game than they did in the messy first two. And once again, a very much more structured defensive game, and we have a quote here from Jeremy Swayman I will pull up in a moment, but the fact that we're seeing this, the fact that Jeremy Swayman is coming out here, making these saves, high danger chances, and I mentioned that the LA Kings, not known for their offense too much, but they have a lot of young, talented, skilled offensive forwards who are really kind of changing the direction of this team with a lot of this defensive mindset and players being on the older side of things, and having some of these younger guys come in, Jeremy Swayman, knowing that, this is not going to be an easy game, although that they're known for their defense, and seeing that he's making all of these saves and 16-5 the change in offensive opportunities. I apologize for that, but a weird way of putting it, but 16-5 on the high danger scoring opportunities. We need him to make these saves, and that's exactly what we've been waiting for. And this is what he had to say about this game and the defense. It just goes to show it's what we're doing as a game plan, clearing bodies in front, clearing sticks, making sure I'm getting that first look and I'm doing my job as well. Swayman said, couldn't be happier with the effort that my guys did in front of me. That is an absolutely perfect thing that we see Jeremy Swayman say. The fact that he's, applauding once again, happy that the defense is doing good. You don't want your goalie coming out here and saying that the defense is doing a bad job and whatnot, because they didn't in this game. They did a great job, and Jeremy Swayman is applauding the team for that, and this is what we need to do. We can't rely on Jeremy Swayman this entire season like we did last year. We had two goalies last year that could play 50-50 games. Swayman's going to be playing a lot more this season, and we cannot afford to have him going in these 40-50 save games where, every night where he's just going to be super exhausted on the second half of the back-to-back. We can't allow that, and the team seems to be acknowledging that here in this game specifically, and the team is getting much better and better and better every time that we do move towards next game and further in the season. But looking at his stats, comparing the two games that he had played, as you can see, much better this game. 096 goals against him, 33 saves on 34 shots, 971 save percentage. That's the Swayman we know. That's the Swayman we're going to see for the bigger part of this year, and I cannot wait to see that. So let me know what you think about Swayman and Poitras in this game, but also let me know what you thought about the game as a whole. A much better game from the Bruins, and I'm expecting this to continue throughout the season and mainly over the next coming days and weeks as the team starts to get the wheels back under them. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. A lot of Bruins content coming, and a stream sometime this week, either a post-game or a pre-game. Let me know what you want in the comments below as well, or maybe even a stream during the game. We'll be thinking about that, and I'll probably put some community posts there, so keep an eye out and hit the sub button. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.